In this video, we are learning about the introductory paragraph. The purpose of the introduction is to capture the attention of your audience and introduce your topic to the reader. For the final product of this unit, you will be writing a 5-paragraph theme analysis essay that starts with an introduction. Introduction has 3 parts. The first part is an attention-grabbing sentence, which is called the hook. After the hook, to keep your audience from being confused, you need to briefly provide background information on your topic. You end your introduction with a thesis statement. In your thesis statement, you explain the point you are making. So in the introduction paragraph, you start general and then get more and more specific as you progress towards your thesis statement. Why is it essential to hook the reader? Have you ever started reading a story that failed to grab your attention and you put it away after the first couple of sentences? Or did you ever start reading a book that was so captivating that you were unable to put it down? Part of the reason may be the narrative hook. You can use a hook as a way to engage readers to continue reading your story. Show your readers why your story is worth reading by keeping them interested from the very beginning. Think about how you will catch your reader's attention from the very first sentence. The hook must be related to the topic that you're writing about. For example, you can reel in your audience with a brief anecdote, which is a short story, a question that will make your reader think, an interesting fact, or a startling statement. Why is background information important? You always need to consider your audience and what their background knowledge of your topic is. To keep your audience from being confused, you need to briefly provide background information on your topic so they understand the thesis statement, even if they have not read the text or know the topic you're writing about. Background information ties your hook to your thesis statement smoothly. In your summary or background information, identify the topic you're writing about and summarize the most important details that support your argument. Include the name and the title of the book you're analyzing. Consider the point you want to make in your thesis statement. Summarize the most important details that support the argument you're making. This summary is a preview that will come later in your essay, and it ties your hook to your thesis statement smoothly. Your thesis statement is the most important part of your essay. A thesis statement is 1 or 2 sentences that states the main idea of your essay. It offers a concise summary of the main point or claim of the essay. Your thesis statement should be clear enough that it can stand on its own and still make sense. Your thesis statement ends the introduction paragraph, so it should be your last sentence before your body paragraphs. The funnel method can be used as a strategy to write the introduction. How is a funnel a graphical representation of an introductory paragraph? Because a funnel starts with the wide opening and narrows down to a small point. The same way, your introduction can start with a general abstract idea and gradually narrow to a specific point you're making with your thesis statement. Let's look at an example. Let's imagine we're writing a literary analysis essay about the tragedy of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. So we can start with an abstract idea, fate versus free will. We are thinking about, does fate decide our lives, or are we able to affect our lives by our own actions? In my essay, I will make the claim that our lives are decided by fate and there is no free will. No matter what Romeo and Juliet did, Their fate had predetermined that they would never get married. So, I would start my essay with the bold statement: fate determines our lives, and there is no free will. Many readers would immediately disagree with me and be interested in seeing how I can prove that point. Then I would give the background information for the reader who might not be familiar with the story. In the tragic story of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, the author explores the idea that the forces outside the star-crossed couple's control determined that they could not be together. Romeo and Juliet were two young lovers whose families were fierce enemies. A young Romeo fell instantly in love with Juliet, who was due to marry her family's choice, the County Paris. Then I would end the paragraph with my thesis statement: fate directs the tragic direction of the story as Romeo's impulsiveness and Juliet's ignorance prevent them from avoiding their predestined fate and causing their demise. Now I would be ready to write my body paragraphs, proving the point I made in my theme statement. Now it's your turn. You are ready to write your own introduction. Remember to start with the hook that will reel in your reader, give the necessary background information, and finish with your theme statement that states the main idea of your essay. Good luck. You can do it.